What's up guys, Benny here and welcome to my top 10 best loadouts for Warzone Season 5, including a brand new assault rifle that I know everyone is going to be especially excited for, the FFAR. It is back with Season 5. But I'm going to kick off with my first loadout, which I think is probably what you're going to see the majority of players start to run in Season 5. And if you are new around here, please take a second to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos or streams on the channel. But the TAC V is slotted straight into the top of the meta after the Cronin has been obliterated. This is what I know a lot of players have been running in the World Series of Warzone and as well on Vondel Resurgence to rack up incredibly high kill games. You've got the Lockshot KT85 muzzle, which is ADS and an aiming out stability, the 18-inch Precision 6 barrel, which is recoil steadiness and then nothing on the bottom, the FTAC Ripper 56 underbarrel, which is recoil stabilization and then aiming idle stability, and the 50-round drum, and then the SZ Recharge DX, which is ADS and then close. That's what I personally run if I've got an optic. Though if you want to, you can of course go and put like a stock or something on, but that's the setup that I personally prefer because I'm not the biggest fan of the iron sight. And then the ISO. Obviously, the MP5 damage range has been nerfed. There's a few other SMGs in this video that we'll cover that have also definitely going to compete with the ISO, but the ISO is incredible now. It didn't get touched. It was one of the few SMGs that didn't get nerfed or buffed in any way. You're going to want to run the Spiral V 3.5 flash hider, the recoil smoothness all the way, gun kick control to the right, BLK laser 7MW, which is sprint to fire and then ADS. We've then got the Demo Fade TAC stock, which is ADS and then idle stability, and the 45 round mag, and then the EXP sheer rear grip, which I just do sprint to fire on the bottom. That's the first loadout that I'd recommend running. I'm going to prioritize now like the long range weapons that you want to have in your loadouts, and then we'll check close range so we can kind of go over the top weapons in each of those categories. Now, obviously, we've kind of got an all-rounder. This is kind of going to be a sniper support weapon, in my personal opinion. It's not like the all-round, like double FFAR meta that we had in Warzone 1. For those of you that haven't seen this, let's have a quick look in the firing range so you can kind of see. Still got great maneuverability. Great, like, kind of, like, a really clean iron sight. One of the only things that hurt you is it does, like, a lot of smoke when you're firing, so you can lose track of your opponent. So it's one of the negatives. But for this build, we've got the Sack and Tread 40 muzzle, which is recoil stabilization and then recoil control. 600mm FR longbone barrel, which is ADS and then aim walking speed, because I want to have that strafe speed. You don't need that recoil steadiness. You then got the FTAC Ripper 56 underbarrel, which is ADS and then aim walking speed once again. The 60 round mag, and then the FR Giga comb, obviously, which is then aim walking speed once again, and then aiming idle stability. Great all-round weapon. I think a lot of people are going to be running this now with their sniper rather than the Chimera. But moving on to our next gun, M13. Headshot damage has been increased in Season 5, so if you get those headshots, you're going to get some exceptionally fast time to kills. We've got the Harbinger D20 muzzle, which is recoil smoothness and then bullet velocity. The 14-inch Bruin Echelon barrel, recoil steadiness and then damage range. The FTAC Ripper 56 underbarrel, which is aiming out stability and recoil stabilization. The 60 round mag, and the SZ Recharge DX, which is ADS and then close, as always. And then I've got the ISO with that. Then we've got the M4A1. I think this has become one of the best all-round assault rifles. Really easy to use, super clean, consistent time to kill, great fire rate, so you can kind of get away with missing a few shots, especially on Vondel. You got the high tower 20-inch barrel, which is nothing on the bottom, but recoil steadiness on the left. FTAC Ripper 56 underbarrel, which is ADS and then aiming out stability. The 45 round mag, Sack and ZX grip, which is recoil steadiness and aiming out stability. And the SZ Recharge, which is close and then ADS. Now, the next weapon we've got is, of course, the Hemlock. A lot of people, it's not got the fastest time to kill, but it's probably the easiest weapon to use. There's, like, no bounce on this at all. So taking people out, coming out of the sky, or just, like, at a distance, really easy. It kind of reminds me a lot of how the Kilo was in Verdansk. But you got the Fielder T50 barrel, recoil steadiness and damage range, Harbinger D20 muzzle, recoil smoothness and then bullet velocity, FTAC Ripper 56 recoil stabilization and then aiming idle stability, the 45 round mag. Our next setup, we've now got close range weapons. Now the MP7 has been not really usable at all recently, but with Season 5, it was one of the most heavily buffed SMGs in the game, and now this is the build that I've been running with it. We've got the Spiral V 3.5 flash hider, which is ADS and then gun kick control. We've then got the VLK laser 7MW, which is ADS and then sprint to fire. We've got the assault 60 stock, which is ADS and aim walking speed. The Schlager soldier grip, which is sprint to fire and ADS, and then the 50 round mag, of course, so you can take out multiple enemies. But it's got really clean iron sight. Honestly, really easy. Obviously, at those longer distances, it's going to wobble a little bit, but the extra mobility, and obviously, right, with Season 5, if you didn't know, there's been a load of movement changes. So your jump transitions, when you jump, you don't get slide, and also your slide speed. So when you come out of slide now, you're going to able to get those shots off faster. So movement has been improved once again with Season 5, but I pair that with the Signal 50. Now, you might have read the patch notes, and the Signal 50 actually got an honorable mention because it is one of the most heavily used snipers in the World Series of Warzone and in ranked play, because you can dish out a ridiculous amount of damage. You can't get those one-shot headshots, but upper chest, you're going to crack players. You can get multiple shots off it. If you're working in the team and you're playing ranked play, please use the Signal 50. Like I see, it's super easy to use. You get multiple shots off and take players out nice and easily. The build you're going to want with that is the Bruin Counter Ops Muzzle, which is ADS and bullet velocity. The 29-inch TV Kilo 50 barrel, which is recoil stainless and damage range. Then you've got the Schlager Night View Optic, because it is not banned in ranked play, so you can still see opponents through smoke grenades just because you can't use thermals, and that's ADS. Then we've got the FSS Echo Stock, which is ADS and aiming out of stability, and then the high velocity ammo, which is bullet velocity and then damage range. To wrap up that loadout. Next, the best SMG in the game now for solo play. It's got the fastest time to kill, has had a load of buffs. Only negative with it is, of course, only as a 32 round mag. But if you're playing solos, doesn't matter. You're going to, of course, have sleight of hand in your loadout. But 32 round mag, Spiral V3.5 flash hider, which is ADS and then gun kick control. VLK laser 7MW, which is ADS and then sprint to fire speed. The Bruin Q900 grip, ADS and then sprint to fire, and then the FTAC C11 riser, which is recoil stabilization, and then nothing on the bottom. Next SMG, of course, is that ISO, which we checked out earlier, and I've paired that with the Kastov 545, which has kind of snuck its way into the meta. No one's really paid much attention to this for a long time. It's always been the 762, but now this thing slaps. And is going to start being used a lot more often. You've got the Harbinger D20 muzzle, recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. You've got the IGK30 406mm barrel, recoil stainless and damage range. The SZ Recharge DX, ADS and then close. The 60 round mag, and then the FTAC Ripper 56, which is recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. Then our next setup, we've got the Baz P, which of course has been heavily buffed with Season 5. Spiral flash hider, which is ADS and then gun kick control. The 6.5-inch Bruin Drake barrel, which is aim walking speed and then ADS speed. The VLK laser 7MW, which is ADS and sprint to fire. You've got the D37 grip, which is ADS and then sprint to fire, and then the 50 round drum to wrap off the build. And then our final weapon, of course, is the MP5. Damage range has been reduced, but it is still a very viable SMG and will be used by a lot of the top players throughout Season 5 still. Meta's had a nice mix-up, I think. Some new guns that are available, but some of our old favorites are still very much still at the top of the game. ADS and aim walking speed, the 40 round mag, 9mm hollow point, which is then nothing on the bottom, nothing on the left. VLK laser, which is aiming out of stability, and then nothing on the left. And then the L38 Falcon, which is aim walking speed, and then a bit of damage range. But as I said at the start of the video, this is the build that I'm going to be running the most, the TAC V and the ISO 45, but can't wait to use the FFAR. Hope this helped you. Subscribe if you're new, hit the like button, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.